There will be a full moon in Capricorn on July 3rd at 11:53 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 6:53 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time for everyone else. Be prepared for fireworks across the world, as the shots being heard around the world will be equally parts of fire that are wrapped in water. The Cancer Sun of Western astrology, the Dragon of the East, and the Jaguar of the Mayan pantheon are co-creating change with humanity through their subtle influence of rebirth and action. With the mysterious and spiraling square dance taking place among the planets, the beginning of this summer is about the electrifying consequences of policies that no longer serve humanity well and accountability to Mother Earth. The Sun in Cancer and the Moon in Capricorn are forming squares with the cardinal forces of Pluto in Capricorn and Uranus in Aries. The 180-degree opposition between the Sun and the Moon are also creating 90-degree angles with Uranus and Pluto, bringing forth the very essence of theater that can be called the Clash of the Titans on Earth. The icosahedron energy of the Cancer Sun opens a watery portal of potential rebirth, renewal, and vitality through solar energy that resonates through our chest chakra and all bodies of water on Earth. The first full moon of the summer arrives, assessing the affairs of your personal and professional life and the business, action, changes, and amenability needed for fulfillment. Capricorn the Sea Goat is having its annual moment to influence the corporeal dimension, and this Saturn-ruled cardinal is dedicated to making it count, even if it means squaring off with Cancer. While Cancer is known for its soft center, Cancer is one of the most formidable forces of the zodiac. Cancer is the original rock lobster. The full moon of July is notorious for big booms of thunder and storms. Thus, the symbolic name of Thunder Moon, this full moon is also referred to as a buck moon because many deer develop their antlers during the summer. The zenith of this full moon is a time for venting frustration and rejuvenation with consistent encouragement and support. Capricorn, with their wide-range emotional IQ, will allow you to tether your need to explore and grapple with your deepest and most challenging emotions while staying on task with pursuing your highest ambitions and goals. Perhaps this struggle to integrate opposing polarities of thinking are contributing to the sense of thunder present in the air this summer. Capricorn and Cancer are geometrically opposed to each other, but it is well known that opposites attract. The common denominator that will move these forces from duality consciousness to unity consciousness is H2O, water. Like two atoms overcoming the strong nuclear force to form heavier elements, the key to stability is attraction. Cancer is fire of water, and its sensual watery sparks ignite the summer solstice. Capricorn is the fire of earth and represents the stability of earth and the creativity of fire with the added benefits of air and water, of course, because earth is composed of all of the elements. Like Cancer represents life at its peak, Capricorn is the figurative celestial gate of transformation and rebirth of the sun at the winter solstice. Capricorn mythology includes tales that are as complex as Gemini thought and as mysterious as a Scorpio's little black book. Some accounts link Capricorn to Ea or Enki, the primordial god of water and creation that manifested into consciousness to bring wisdom and civilization to humanity. The modern association with Capricorn is related to Zeus's foster mother, Amalthea. Since Zeus's father Cronus swallowed his siblings before he was born, Cronus' wife Rhea sent Zeus to live in a sea town and gave Cronus a rock wrapped in a blanket. Amalthea was a satyr, so Zeus's nanny was half goat. This gave Zeus the opportunity to grow up, overthrow the Titans, and free his brothers and his sisters from Cronus' stomach. Amalthea's horn was bestowed with the power to provide sustenance to all of the inhabitants of her city. The association with Amalthea make all feminine archetypes of Capricorn naturally a nourishing goddess. Does this mean that the Capricorn myth is a key to decoding the arcanum of corporeal existence, that is, this three-dimensional reality? In the myth from Egypt, Capricorn is associated with the god Pan. One day, Pan, in his haste to escape Typhon, jumped into the Nile. The part of Pan above the water remained a goat, while the part of his body below the water turned into a fish. Capricorn's association with Pan influences them to be enterprising spirits that are excellent at improvising and showing grace under fire. Charismatic and magnetic, their charm is akin to the enchantment of Pan's pipe. This pipe is said to be alluring and irresistible, just like the call of their water associates, the sirens. The Cancer moon deity associated with Queen Juno has its own charms of persuasion. Typically, Cancer wants an emotionally secure, stable environment to facilitate change, happiness, and goodwill. The problem? Cancer and Capricorn have approaches so different that they often end in conflict. In the 3D world of duality consciousness, is this good versus bad, right versus wrong, or is this an excellent opportunity to integrate the shadowy side of humanity that emerges in times of crisis or conflict? Such moments potentially provide you with an opportunity to grow towards the proverbial light when you choose to recognize the positive role that conflicts can have in manifesting positive outcomes from negative encounters. These incidents can give birth to action and change and move you forward along the vector of clarity. When you step away from your conflict, ask yourself, does the thunder and lightning of discord equal Mortal Kombat? Or does it provide us with a workshop opportunity to address human dysfunction by providing solutions that lead to constructive and progressive improvements? The seeds that were sown during the new moon are now bearing the bittersweet fruit of abundance and knowledge. This success encourages us to dive deeper into our psyche with the hope of finding the life-giving nectar that ripens our personal apple tree. The full moon is a time when intuition is stronger, productivity is higher, and beauty and fulfillment are at their peak. Saturn-ruled Capricorn contributes reliable, subtle, influential energies that increase perseverance, tenacity, and pragmatism. The potential for professional projects that are of the highest quality are accentuated under the Capricorn full moon. Don't be fooled. Capricorn is a top-shelf customer in both the sciences and the arts. Scientists include Johannes Kepler, Isaac Newton, and Stephen Hawking, while artists include Sade, Cab Calloway, Dolly Parton, and many more. Keep your eyes peeled for those caps that are interested in more than finding a sensible sale on a pair of brown socks. The Capricorn tendency towards perfection makes them great artists when they decide not to throw away their work when it is not perfect. Capricorn occupies the 10th house of the zodiac that is in the noon position on the astro clock. It is associated with the 15 card of the major arcana and the 1, 2, and 3 of coins among the court cards of the Tarot system. Capricorn, like Virgo and Taurus, are always associated with coins or pentacles because of their attraction to material items. But this is also associated with the things that you value, such as family, health, knowledge, and safety. Capricorn's association with the devil highlights their dark temper in times of stress and Western civilization's reinterpretation of the god Pan into a demon. Like Cancer and Taoism, Capricorn is an oscillating force of both dark and light, with the seeds of positive in the negative and a seed of negative in the positive. Stay on their good side, I'm just saying. Saturn is Capricorn's ruling planet and takes approximately 29.5 years to make one trip around the sun. Saturn has more than 60 moons, including its geyser-like moon Enceladus. A day on Saturn is about 10 hours long because Saturn spins very quickly on its axis while it orbits the sun. The Saturn return effect is associated with the mature adulthood that takes place around the age of 30. The full moon in Capricorn is the time of harvest and celebration that emerges from the work that is invested during the new moon. Now is the time to create a more beautiful and sacred world based on the cooperation of polar opposites. Capricorn also appreciates nostalgia and collectibles. Structures and timelines will reward you very well when handling your responsibility at this time. The Renaissance is now. Uranus and Aries formed a square with Pluto in Capricorn June 24th, and on June 29th, the Sun in Cancer joined in the dance opposing Pluto in Capricorn and intensifying the square with Uranus and Aries. Such T-square conjunctions are considered the metaphysical spark that ignites cycles and create turning points of influence on Earth. It's worth mentioning that these aspects correspond to times of social upheaval that took place in the 1960s and the early 1930s, shortly after the stock market crash. Uranus going retrograde will activate and rev up Pluto's Libran chariot of revolution, magnified through Venus's phosphorus fury. Mercury goes retrograde in the fire sign of Leo, activating more revisionist reforms on reality, causing us to backtrack and take out the trash we kept ignoring and repeat lessons we promised not to forget. The journey of the moon in Scorpio and Sagittarius this weekend will be epic. While the week has been intense, the Scorpio moon makes it difficult for many to process all of the information. A tip: tap into Scorpio's Phoenix persona and rise from the ashes as a firebird of transformation. Recap everything that did not work, then let it go and move on to the expansive perspective of the Sagittarius moon. July 2nd at 3:51 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, the moon goes into Capricorn but will not be officially full until the following morning at 11:53 a.m. Under the Capricorn moon, exercise discipline but expect scrutiny, especially this week of July 4th. This is a time to remember to review our lessons on how not to judge. Mars makes his escape this week and will help with actions and progress that help shape the summer. As the rays of the moon retreat and Mars gets reacquainted with freedom and communication, balancing our needs with our desires will take center stage. The telemetry from the Cancer-Capricorn showdown will be downloaded into our collective psyche and integrated into our leadership skills and coping methods. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. With the sun in the sign of the dragon biting its own tail, Cancer, you and everyone in your orbit is affected by the swell of quicksilver emotions. Please consider the idea that higher emotional states may lend themselves to helping you to manifest everything that you are working towards right now. Take care to be present in humility as you are feeling a metaphysical spike of intuitive prowess that can be sensed by everyone around you. You may be tempted to take many events personally, so try and remember that this week is about being shocked and offended and what methods you choose to get past the adversity and live in peace. This is a great time to work on reducing your debt while Capricorn is busy fighting with the other cardinal signs. Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. The flames of Aries are coursing through Uranus like a cosmic magnifying glass, adding to the lightning and thunder of the Capricorn moon. These forces are contributing to the creative and action-oriented shock treatment of conflict on Earth. Mercury and Leo will be turning up the adversarial heat on your conversations. Be mindful to make a distinction between those stating an opinion from those that are simply venting their frustrations. With the Sagittarian capacity for expansion of ideas working with the energies of the cosmic turtle moon of presence, it is important to recognize that endurance and sustainability should not trump the need to be still and present. Dancing, yoga, surfing, or any art form that allows you to be present and creative will maximize the star tetrahedron energy of the fire continuum trifecta. Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. With the Capricorn moon in conjunction with Pluto in Capricorn, you are restless to break free from your routine of hard work and dedication. The Jaguar and Dragon influence you to do more in your community to make up for scarcity in your environment. However, your mission is to take a mandatory break to insulate yourself from possible burnout. Think Capricorn and go take a hike. If you cannot take a hike, get as close to nature as you can to clear your head and get exercise while doing it. With the shocking squares of Pluto and Uranus provoking high emotions, The recreation and physical activity will take your edge off and reward you with grace under fire. Be mindful of the notion that Earth is mostly water, and as such, you are more ruled by your emotions than you care to admit. The stream of shockwaves from this week's conflicts should be reflected upon so that you may reemerge with a better sense of your weaknesses and your strengths. The 6 faces of your hexahedron cube nature affirm that you are the number of humanity stepping across the Rubicon of darkness and into the light of self-awareness. Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Your communication and diplomacy skills are being put to a test this week. This is a trial or baptism by fire. While it may seem like people are on the attack, they are actually simply communicating more freely thanks to the powerful energy released by May's solar eclipse at 0 degrees Gemini. Gemini's capacity to see both sides is needed along with the patience and diplomatic charm of Libra. Aquarius will set the boundaries and enforce them. Make sure that you take a page from the fire sign book on interpersonal communication by not holding on to anger or grudges. With the Alpha and Omega energies of the Sun in Fire of Water Cancer, it is important to recognize that even when you are not flying above it all, you have a choice in how you are going to receive and process energy from your environment. So while all of the elements are fiercely interacting on Earth, remember that without air, there is no medium for any type of communication that leads to progress on Earth. So please take your voice and your role seriously at home and at work. People want to hear your ideas and the passion you put behind them. With the adversarial energies of Cancer and Capricorn locked in a game of cosmic chess, it may be time to recognize that we share an economic, political, and social ecosystem that is in transition. Will the adversity on Earth add torque to humanity's descent into the underworld? Or are these harmonic tones of shock necessary to wake up the masses? Will our world self-destruct, or will it emerge from the chrysalis of conflict as a beautiful butterfly? Cronus' defeat at the hands of Zeus serves to remind us how history repeats itself. Fact is that all great civilizations eventually fall. In the myth of Athena, Zeus swallowed the goddess of wisdom in an attempt to keep history from repeating itself. And Athena subsequently emerged from his skull fully armored. What does this myth teach us about confronting change? Do we lock horns in battle until one or both sides are annihilated? Or do we improvise like Pan does in the myth and find a solution somewhere between the north and south poles of duality consciousness? Can strength be harnessed through adversity with the balance of consequences and accountability? Or must we start making corrections to behaviors on the positive frequencies we wish to transcend to? After the fall of countless civilizations, there is still one ingredient left over in Pandora's box from the Piscean Age: hope. Let hope spark the flame that opens your third eye upon the infinite loop of existence. Perhaps you will find the Akashic records of the collective unconscious and walk in step with friend and foe towards the path of humanity's ascension and apotheosis. Setting intentions that will benefit all of mankind advance us one more step into the age of Aquarius.
Every breath you take is someone's death in another place. Every healthy sound is hunger and strife to another child. But the stars do shine, and promising salvation is near this time. Can you feel it now? So brothers and sisters, shall we know how?